Previously on Finding Our Rhythm, the band merged their diverse influences, advancing further on their musical journey to shape their debut album. Today, we go behind the scenes into the recording studio where their creative aspirations face a rigorous test. Join us as we explore the complex technology and skilled craftsmanship that transform raw ideas into compelling music.
Generally, you want to have the mics behind the speaker if you're going really loud, right?
Yeah.
When we tested it, we weren't as loud as you are.
Yeah.
But probably, yeah, you want that up front. I don't know.
can drop the volume, Mike, if you turn down. If you turn down a bit, I can kind of drop
Because you don't need it behind you to hear, right? You all have in-ear monitor.
Yeah, we are all in here.
I would say try moving that up front.
Like kind of where Amy.
Behind
Yeah.
Amy, like just put the...
Because the way that spreads, right, you can kind of angle it off to one side. Like you don't need one tower on each side, right? I'd say, yeah.
To prep for every week when we turn this from my house into kind of like a recording studio, well, we start with the kids' socks. We clean those up and then make sure the toilets are flushed, and we get some of the dust off the shelves, pick up old dishes, and kind of go through, and the space transforms. It's become kind of like a meditative, quiet time that I enjoy. Saturday morning, the kids are playing their games and running outside, doing whatever, running wild. And I just come down here, and it's almost methodical, you know. We move the furniture, set up the gear, and it's that anticipation, that excitement that in a few hours from now, my people are coming. We get to make music, and we don't know what's going to come out of it, but those next 8 hours could be some of the best music I've ever heard, right? And the funny thing is, after writing songs and creating music, you start to sing your own stuff after a while, and it's fun to see that the soundtrack in my head is slowly shifted from stuff other people have written to our stuff. It's like the songs that I hear in the background are our stuff. It's really cool. So being able to create this space is like, I imagine not too dissimilar to like an athlete before they go on the ice or go on the pitch to, you know, maybe prep themselves to bring their best, bring their A game when they come. And so I think I'm thinking about what do I want the tone to be for the night? What do I want the feeling to be? Is there tension in the room? Is there tension in the chat? Is there tension going on? Is there something that somebody's going to bring that we should probably address first? It's like that prep. And then setting up the gear. I mean, the first time it probably took 3 hours. Now we can do it in 20 minutes. And we've slowly been converting the space for efficiency so that we spend more time doing music, less time setting up, because we all just want to get to the good part. So chords will, I guess, be forever a musician's nightmare, or a burden to bury at least, a burden to carry at least. But, you know, you all got to do it. You got to get to that point so that you can make good music. And we've tried to make it as efficient as possible.
some tinniness in there. There's like
We'll get it.
one
Keep singing,
frequency I
we'll
can't
get it
find, but like it's really close. Just there's one thing that's kind of
The frequency? I wonder if we put like a master.
We'll figure it out. We'll just listen vocalist to vocalist. That's fine.
One thing I can do as well is if there's like one frequency that's always feeding back, I can throw a master EQ on the whole signal.
Yep.
And we just pull that down. So
Yeah, we can look at that here too and just see.
I don't know if you can actually do.
Is it B flat or A?
B flat.
Must be. Yes, B flat.
Initial early challenges when we first started off, I guess equipment-wise, trying to get the right system in place for us to actually be able to play together. And like we initially had just been running it through through Derek's feeder system in his basement, basically. And there was always a slight delay when it went through the receiver. And we played like that for a long time because we just didn't have anything else. So that was always a struggle for me because I could constantly hear like almost an echo. So like when I like hit a drum, it would be like a delay. And It drove me crazy.
We're getting better at the whole setup thing, so we're set up and ready to go. We got setting up the equipment doesn't take nearly as long, so that's a huge help for me. There's some things we do want, like some decent speakers. We need like in-ear monitors. Derek's computer crashes all the time, so getting him a new computer. We have a 16-channel board right now. It'd be good to go to a 32. Then we could split the drums up into some different channels, and so having some money for that would be good. I have a real appreciation for people that do this all the time and tour. Just so much work. You hear about even superstars getting exhausted. I could see why. It's just constant setup, tear down. Even a superstar, when that's not your job, there's still so much to be done at every site, and yeah.
So bass, drums, and electric are all going to be recorded right.
Well, you can borrow.
Yeah, come back and do it on
I'm
a separate
not-
track when we do the recording.
My vocal and my keys are done for this song, so he can use mine.
I have headphones that you can use. Like these ones.
What do you want now?
No, I'm saying
I don't know what
Let's
happened.
try it.
I
Let's
had
see
a
what
second
happened.
that were like that. I found even those was tough to hear what's going on.
Was it?
Okay.
Giselle,
We're gonna figure
in
it
that
out.
blue bag.
I don't know what happened to my.
Throw him that rounded case.
Do we have any ear plug for him?
Okay, let's see your signal there. Does your amp amplify the signal into the board? Do you remember? When you turn it up?
He doesn't need the amp if he's plugged into the system, right?
It's true.
If he's got in-ear.
The mixing process is mostly on
If you
Derek's
turn it
shoulders.
right down, I guess.
Right now, as we're recording, getting songs like polished and finished, it's a lot of work for each person to know your part, go there, do multiple takes so that Derek can take all of them and put it together. Sometimes we're in the room when he's doing the mixing and everyone's like, oh, I hear that one thing. Can you take that out, or can you shorten this? And so I think it's good to have a balance. He has everyone's ear generally, and then he'll take it back and do, but he has countless hours, like full-time job. He's like taken off for a full-time job to do the mixing and producing. So that was one of the things that was like, are you sure you want to do all that? And so far he's done it, and whether we end up sending it off to be like one step more into professional, like someone who does that for a living to do, but it's pretty amazing what he's done on his own, just learning all the stuff by himself. But yeah, it's pretty much, everyone has their input, but he kind of knows what we generally want it to sound like.
Okay, try your mic.
Derek is doing so much. He's like a master of everything. He's like the most talented person I know in so many different realms. Usually in the songs that I'm more involved in, I'll like sit with him and we'll go through the vocals like note by note, and he'll like let me decide if I want to change something or whatever. And the levels, I think he defers to a lot of the musicians for specific things, because like Ray obviously like knows the drums best. He knows what sounds would work best. So I think we're all going to be involved in the post aspect of things, but I think a lot of it does fall to Derek, which sucks for him, but he's doing a great job. Love you, Derek.
There's a lot of work to it. There's a lot of cuts and copy pastes, a lot of takes. And I think I don't express enough value to what Derek does, I think, to Derek sometimes. He does so much when it comes to that stuff. And it's a world that I don't know. I just want to show up and write a song and have somebody else take over. And Derek does that really well. I think he does it well. I don't know if I just have this idea where it has to be perfect. I don't know if it does, but I think he does a damn good job at it.
As the band members tackle the complex recording process, their personal and musical differences start to emerge. The pressure of capturing their vision accurately on tape brings both tension and moments of breakthrough. It's a delicate balance of technology and talent, where every note and every adjustment is critical.
The gear required to record music these days is remarkably simple. If I can do it, anybody can do it, trust me. I'm like some computer, I'm a half illiterate guy that through Google and YouTube was able to figure it out. So it's certainly within the reach of the average person. It's not like the old times where you needed an analog recording studio where if you want to do an edit, you're physically cutting tapes and taping it together, like how the Beatles would have had to do it. I mean, the level of tech and equipment would have been unattainable for anybody. Now, you need a half-decent computer. You need a basic audio interface and some software. A DAW, it's called Digital Audio Workspace. I think that's what it stands for. I don't know. It's a DAW. And you plug your instrument in, you fire up the software, and as long as it's all compatible and everything's good, if you have a mic and a couple cords, you plug in your instrument and you go. And I think there's thousands, if not millions of people, they're doing this because it's so easy. So we're dropping the bucket as far as what music is going out there. Somebody once told me, and I don't know if this is true or not, totally just third-party information, but somebody once said every single hour, 10,000 songs are being uploaded to iTunes. I don't know if that's true. I wouldn't be surprised, though. It's really easy. I mean, we can create music, 3-4 songs in a Saturday, and we're just one group of friends in the corner of Edmonton, Alberta, doing it. So that excites me, right? I think the era of 3 or 4 musicians that were everybody knew them, everybody loved them. I don't know if that's really a thing anymore, but the fact that there's a million people out there telling a million different songs and stories, that's cool, man. And so again, the goal has always been just to tell our story, and everybody should be able to do it. If you have plug-in, you have a basic computer, you can do it. And if you don't, I just went down to the public library. They have free recording studios you can drop into with the software, with the soundproof rooms, with the computers. All you need is a library card. So anybody can do it. If you got a song to sing, get it out there because it's super attainable right now.
Like I said, I intentionally avoid that particular.
Just accent the first. Yeah, if you're gonna hit one hard, hit the first one. Yeah, no, that was. Or it
Can we record?
Sing to the night, sing with all your might, sing like the world is never ending.
Okay, let him practice it real quick.
How we did it in the studio back in the day was we would always get a scratch guitar and vocals down. Like if we were get the layout of a song down, lay it down with the acoustic or electric and put some vocals on it. And it doesn't have to be perfect, but just on to a metronome, obviously to tempo. And then we would go in with and record the drums, and the drums would have to be that's the base of the foundation of the final recordings, and it had to be solid. So once we had that, then we could lay down the other instruments on top of it, whether it's bass, guitar, keyboards, whatever. And then the last thing we would come in is do the vocals, the final takes of the vocals and harmonies, and I guess start layering more if you need to add more backing vocals or different layers of lead guitar or whatever it is. Yeah.
How long does it take to record a song? It's funny you asked that. Today we recorded a whole song in about an hour with all the parts. Giselle came over this afternoon for just under 2 hours, had an idea. She had the lyrics ready to go and a piano line. And I think we finished it with about 12 tracks and it's done. So as we get better at this and as we go along and push ourselves through the technology and just the process of recording, we all kind of know more and more what we need to do, right? The first time it might have been a 5-minute pause in between every take to reset, to adjust levels. Now we can just record a whole track, get it done, jump back, fix something, get it done. We can follow the click, we can follow follow the tempo, the just the entire structure of a song and get the whole thing done, maybe 2 or 3 takes, and then go back and just add layers. So it's getting a lot faster for sure. I think we have music waiting in the wings that's so much better than what we've done, and knowing how to do this is all going to help us write more. I think eventually one day the dream has been that maybe other people could come and be part of it too. You know, maybe this is bigger than us. Maybe it's this collective in this space where people from all over who just really want to share their music and just come, and this is a place to do it. So whether Kids Running Wild becomes more than just 6 people, or that's a core of it, my dream is always to expand and let other people experience that. Maybe they have this killer song in their heart. They have no way of getting it out there. By learning what I know now, I can create that space for them to come and do it. And they can at least maybe get that song out there that they've always wanted to do and never been able to do it. So
All around.
I think it should be ashes all around. So don't slow down, stay with the click. Because I was slowing it down before too.
Because that's how it was on the recorder.
I have to hear it
Again? Sorry, we're just kind of coming in. You'll hear the piano and then I'll nod. You can kind of
Like,
see
you
right
really
there.
drag it out, Ames.
Yeah, you could.
You did.
But like at what point? Ashes, up to ashes, click, and then after ashes.
There's a musical quality that goes in taking the time to work out the song, to work it out well, both the musical composition, but then practicing it as a group so that your transitions are tight, your shots are tight, the rhythms are tight, the dynamics is building and falling the way that you want it to leave the emotional appeal and impact that you're trying to create with the song, or the song has the potential to communicate. That takes time. It takes effort, it takes discipline, it takes focus, and it can be a real grind. And to maintain the effort and the focus on grinding out a song into refining into its best version, when you've got 15 more brand new songs that you're just waiting to share the new shiny thing. When we were going through the process in the spring to prepare for our first set of live shows, that was probably the biggest point of tension, especially for the songwriters, is they would come to a band practice wanting to share a new song, but we're told, no, shelve it, because we got to practice the same one we practiced last week and the week before and the week before that, because we were in that space of grinding out some songs to bring the song closer to perfection.
The minor or the major?
The major.
Okay, I'm going to play the major for you. You let me know if that sounds right.
The 4. It's the 4 chord.
Okay.
For myself, I was really proud that we stuck with it, because it created a final product that I think far superseded and extended beyond what we had been doing before. It drove us all to a point of excellence and precision with our instruments and how we relate to and communicate with each other. And now it's starting to pay itself dividends moving forward, in that it doesn't take us months of grinding out one song. It took us months to get for perfection, or for the song, I should maybe say, to evolve. We're able to accomplish that within hours where it took us weeks or months before, because we've learned that process of communication with each other, of how to get where we want it to go much faster.
We try, because we all have kids, and while we're singing together and recording, the kids come and go in the room, and so topics, we try and keep kid-friendly for the most part. You know, we don't like swearing a whole lot, you know, none of us really do, but every now and then, if someone's, you know, the swearing thing, like, let's tone her down, and like, nobody gets like drunk, like we don't go we don't go overboard with alcohol. We have wine and stuff there, and it's fine. We don't overstep when Derek and Lisa are hosting, like, hey, what time do you guys want us out of here by? We almost start the evening like that. Like, if you don't want this going till 2 a.m, tell us now. So that healthy boundaries are set. Because there's been times where it's like, okay, guys, get out of my house. please go home. I'm done. I'm going to bed. Oh, we should have left an hour ago. Great.
Now I think maybe.
But it's like, you know, learning the balance of how to like say what you need in that moment. And we typically do potluck, and everyone brings their food. And if you don't bring what you're supposed to bring, we will hear about it. Like, bring the food, bring your share, show up on time. If we're working on something, know your parts. You know, because we're getting a little more serious now with recording and putting the songs on iTunes, and we're still having fun, but it's getting more serious. So we mean business. Bring what you're supposed to bring. Be prepared.
Totally messed up the end.
Okay.
So.
If we like up to everything except that bridge where we build, we can just re-record that and splice it in.
Sure.
Because her vocals are good, the piano will be good.
I think I have to redo the final bridge vocal to stretch it out more.
We'll have, yeah, you're right.
But it's just that 1 4-bar stretch or whatever.
Yeah, that's true. So we'll do that after the fact, maybe.
Yeah.
Or I'll get you to A minor.
Okay. Which is the same scale as C.
Yeah. Yeah, that's easy actually.
Yeah.
Is my guitar in there?
Should be. I'll check.
But it's really
If it was
like
because it stands out so much, I think if it was like half the volume,
I could easily.
I
do
like
that.
the sound of it.
Yeah, I do too.
But I don't like it. Stands out too much.
Yeah, it's easy for me to take it down just for that note.
Does it involve sacrifices, or is there a personal toll? I think there are things that you learn to weigh what matters, and so it can feel busy. There's times where it's like, oh, we've got something going on Friday night or Saturday. We've got to get everything ready, get everything set up. 95% of the time it feels like something that fills us up and doesn't really subtract from our life, doesn't really take a toll or deplete us. I think it's interesting because even though Derek and I are real opposites, like that is something that we've always had in common, is like we like being with people. We're both people that fills us up, like being in that hosting role or service role. It doesn't take much away. We've gotten good at expressing boundaries and like, listen, we need, there's been nights where we burn the midnight oil and the band stay till 1:30 in the morning. And there's times where that's fun, but we've gotten better at communicating, like, we need you guys to leave by 10. And they're really good at it too. Like there's a lot of mutual respect. And so that means that it doesn't take a toll and doesn't feel like a big sacrifice on our part. It's that we're all mutually getting something from this community. Yeah.
The kids are running wild, a middle-aged band of parents. That's probably how I would describe our band. I think we're just like a bunch of goofy people who like just want to spread joy, spread happiness. Sometimes you like touch on a heavy subject like death, like Giselle's really been going through it with the death of her father, but just these universal themes that people can connect to. I think that's kind of what we're all about. Just, making good music, not taking ourselves too seriously, but being able to like really find a way to connect to people on a deeper level at the same time.
So we're gonna push the note.
Like push that last note.
Here, I'll just play it.
Yeah. Yeah, push it.
As we look ahead, new challenges are on the horizon, threatening to disrupt the band's harmony. Stay tuned for the next episode of Finding Our Rhythm, where creativity meets the challenges of personal differences. And join us as we continue to tell the journey of this remarkable band, witnessing what happens when their passion for music meets the hard work and determination required to fulfill their dreams. Don't miss as they push closer to their goal of completing their album.
When I escape to the places I run, you'll be there.